What is up? People out in social media land. So happy Thursday. And the happiest of Thursdays because it is not going to be 1,000 degrees where I live. So I am so relieved because it's been 111 every day. Now it's a balmy 99. Yeah, got to get my sweaters out. But thank you for joining in. For those of you who are going to be watching today, I appreciate you. I have some stories to share with you that were shared with me. And if you have questions as I roll through this, comments, anything like that, please post them in the chat and I will be happy to respond to them. We are streaming on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and both of our Facebook pages that we have. So modern technology is a fantastic thing. So I'm going to read you something. This is story number one. I'm going to read you something that I was actually brought into this little, I don't know what to call it, nightmare in a particular Facebook group. And I'm going to read this to you. And this was an agent, okay, who posted this anonymously. Thank God for them. And it's so unbelievable that it's like, were they just trying to yank somebody's chain? But I'm going to read it to you anyway. And we're going to talk about a few things. And then I have other couple stories to share with you. And this is the reason why I'm sharing these is because in our veteran mortgage advisor group, you know, we talk about appraisals, we talk about processes and you know, the right things to do all the time. And what I hope someday, kind of bridging that gap between real estate and lending, is that there's a way to do that. And we are actually in Veteran Mortgage Advisor going to spin off something called the Veteran Housing Advisor. And we're going to try to create some dialogue, obviously, with agents and some of our agents that we work with, because it's bad, folks. I mean, if I'm going to read this to you in just a second, and you may laugh, you may cry. I don't know. I mean, it's that weird. But I'm going to read this to you, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit. It says, did you know that VA appraisals originate their values from the VA? Let me repeat that. Did you know that did you know that VA appraisals originate their values from the VA? A VA staff appraiser, not an independent appraiser, sets the value. Okay, I'm going to read that sentence again. A VA staff appraiser, not an independent appraiser, sets the value. Then an outside appraiser visits the house to inspect, and that's why you might see property conditions on the report. When a VA loan is challenged, it goes directly to the VA staff appraiser for review, not the licensed appraiser on the actual appraisal. No wonder VA offers have an irrevocable right to cancel the contract based on a short value. Now, I would like to think, and maybe I'm crazy, that even people who don't do a lot of VA business, where they're on the lending side or the buyer or the real estate side, just common sense would tell you that all of that is just factually inaccurate. Not only is it bad grammar, but it's unfathomable to me that somebody would actually think that. Okay, so just so we're clear, the VA doesn't set the value. The appraiser goes out, inspects the property, and gives his opinion of value. The only time the VA gets involved is if you go to the reconsideration of value process. Even in Tidewater is the same appraiser looking at the comps that the agents provide, because maybe he missed it, maybe she missed it. They're human, right? Sometimes I think people expect perfection out of them, and I'm not defending them hard. You know, trust me, there's some bad appraisers out there. But what I just read you is just mind blowing. And um, that people would think that. So here's my challenge to everybody, especially the loan officers, even the agents out there who are very well versed in this process. Please educate the people around you. Okay, get with your boards, get with your broker, whatever. Hold them on your own. Partner with an LO that does this all the time. Contact us, through the Veteran Mortgage Advisor Group, and we will happily come educate you. Okay, because what I just read to you is just one of the most asinine things I've ever heard in my almost 20 years in this business. And I hoped it was a joke. At first, I thought I read it was a joke, but evidently it wasn't. So, whoever wrote that anonymously, I feel sorry for you, and hopefully you find the help that you need. So I was also brought into something that was not my deal, and a question that was asked of me, and I'm going to give you this scenario that was given to me by a good friend of mine. And so they had a VA appraisal done, and they got the appraisal, and it was low, but Tidewater was never called. And I'm like, okay, well, sometimes that happens, I guess. I mean, I've heard of that. But the reasoning from the lender and the loan officer was that the LO was on vacation. And I guess maybe he was the point of contact. There was no backups. There was no other alternative people. This is what they're telling the agent, that they were on vacation. Therefore, they didn't supply comps, and no one was notified of it. So the appraisal was just delivered. And I mean, I don't know. So there's procedural issues with that. I mean, loan officers, I'm not the point of contact. Our appraisal people who order appraisals are the point of contact. So to avoid, and we have multiple people to try to avoid these things. And you are correct. Too much advice in Facebook groups that are wholly inaccurate. I mean, just blatantly wrong, and just the ignorance of it is astounding. But this particular lender was on vacation, so Tidewater wasn't ever called. And the bad part is now the veteran has to suffer, and maybe they can go through the reconsideration of value process. But the problem with all of this, not only, and this is supposedly one of those veteran friendly companies. So there's two things with that. Just because it says that doesn't mean it's fact. I mean, it just doesn't make it true. And so you have to be careful, okay, with that. And I know the whole Veterans United and the USAA and Navy Fed things. Those are the 1,000-pound gorillas in the room that spend more money on marketing than 20 people that I know. So I get it. But if you're a veteran or you're active duty and you're listening to this, and if you want to share this with those spheres, if you're watching this, please do your homework, because the loan officer going on vacation and an appraisal being delivered because Tidewater wasn't called is crazy to me. So now they have to go through the ROV process and all these things that they shouldn't have to go through. And, they were asked about minimum property requirements and the waiver. They're like, they don't even know what that is. And, you can request waivers on certain MPRs. And they had no idea what they were even talking about. So just because they have perceived to do that and they're marketers doesn't mean they know what they're doing. And that is the one piece of advice I'm going to give every agent that watches this, or veterans or active military who may see this, is that just because they have veteran in their name doesn't mean they know what the hell they're doing. So please ask questions. And because your hard-earned money depends on it. So the last example and the last story I'm going to tell you is I got contacted by an agent friend of mine outside of DFW about an appraisal. And, um, you know, one thing that I always say is that I'm not trying to throw shade on the VA appraisal process or the VA appraiser. It's typically the people involved. And, you know, it's hard because you want to trust people that they know what they're doing. And this particular instance was about swimming pools and values and things like that. And those are subjective to an appraiser. Um, and but this particular instance is, the appraisal came in short, but the reconsideration of value process was never discussed with anybody. And yes, do they have the veteran's best interest in mind? And this is to my point with this particular scenario is, if it comes in short, we have to come together, right? We want to make, if we all know the house is appraising, the lender, the buyer's agent, the listing agent, we have to come together and work in what's best interest for the veteran and the seller. And if we know that VA appraiser is missing things, or we just don't agree with them, and it's factual, right? And they're actual comps, not some pie in the sky thing, then we need to go to the reconsideration of value process. And in this particular instance, that was never mentioned. They didn't know about it. It wasn't offered. It wasn't even anything. And to me, as someone who dedicates their time and efforts to educating people, I just don't understand that. If you're a loan officer and you're doing VA loans, you damn sure better know what you're doing. And some of the questions that I field every single day are mine. There's so much access to information. It's not like you're living under a rock. Please find people that can help educate you. Veteran Mortgage Advisor can do that for you. We have a fantastic panel of people. We have fantastic content in the system. We have a fantastic support system after you finish your classes and you get your certificate, to people to give you ongoing information and help you in real time. And it's people who do this day in and day out. And so if you're a company out there and you're doing VA loans, please educate the people who work for you. With the access to information these days, you have to give a shit. And if you don't, please stop doing them. Do those of us a favor and your veteran and military clients a favor and just stop. Because these types of situations are what happens when people that do VA loans, and 99% of lenders out there have automatic authority, when they do them and things like this pop up, they're like, oh, well. And, I'm trying to not let my redneck show because it literally makes my hair stand up on the back of my neck. And it's just irritating. And it is mind-boggling that as many VA loans are done, and now it's obviously become more popular for companies to be veteran friendly and all these things, but they don't spend the time educating their own people to help the people they're going into communities and doing loans for. So if you're a company out there, please educate your people. Please take the time to do it, because those of us, and people who are watching this are going to know who I'm talking about. Those of us who answer these questions from LOs, from other companies, day in and day out, we're helping you. You need to help yourself and the people who work for you, so they don't have to bug us and take time away from what we're doing to help them because you're too lazy to educate your own loan officers. So that's my soapbox with that. And realtor community, same thing. If you are going to help veteran borrowers, Please understand your role in that process. Do not ask the lender. It is not our job to write contracts. If you don't, bring us into your brokerage and let us educate you. I don't care if you've got an in-house lender. I don't care about any of that. You shouldn't care about it either. Because at the end of the day, your brokerage has a responsibility to the veteran consumer and the military consumer, and not a responsibility to somebody maybe fat in your pocket sitting at a desk in your office. You have to be better at this. They've earned the right to use this benefit, and the least you can do is educate the people who work for you to best serve them. It's that simple. And if we come in to do a training in your office, there's no marketing. We do it under the veteran mortgage advisor thing, whatever it is. I don't care. We'll do it outside the office. But raise your hand and say, we need help, and bring us in to do it. Plain and simple. Because here's the thing. Our veteran mortgage advisor group is made up of people who work for 100 different companies. And we do not care who they work for. It does not matter. We educate them because they need to be educated. They want to better serve the veteran community. You should do the same. Plain and simple. I'm not there to take your business. I don't give a shit about your business. But if you keep doing the wrong things, we might. So all I'm asking is that reach out to me. I will connect you with people who can help you in your area. I will fly to where you are and do it for you. It's not hard. But you just have to say yes. That's all you have to do. And think about your veteran and your military clients. Because if your loan officer or your realtor screws one up because of your ego, not a good thing in the veteran community. I'm just going to tell you that. So I'm going to get off my soapbox and give you guys the rest of your day back. I appreciate all of you tuning into this. Please share this with your brokers. Please share this with your owners of mortgage companies. I don't care. What we want is to bring more clarity to this benefit through education. And that's what it boils down to. So if you'd like to get involved, please contact me. I will make sure you get to the right people. And if you need help, I'm still going to help you, because not because of you, because the end user, because the veteran and the military member need help. But just think about that. Okay. Anyway, all right. Veteran Mortgage Advisor Group. Let me know if you want to get involved in that. I certainly will get you the info you need. And then we're going to be rolling some new things out here pretty soon. Having a live event, Frisco, Texas. Okay. November 3rd and 4th. Be there or be square. I'll have some information on that coming out soon. Teaching classes. I'm heading to New Jersey for the first time. Redneck in New Jersey is going to be fun. In September, doing some VA appraisal classes. So if you're out there, you want some VA appraisal classes for your brokerage or for your real estate office, please let me know. I will happily teach those. We're teaching one right here in Denton, Texas in September. Have a class in Fort Worth at the Colonial Country Club, which is a great place. If you're an agent in Fort Worth, hook it up. Okay, let me know. I'll get you the Eventbrite link to sign up for that. Seating is limited. So anyway, I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we always appreciate your support. And that's all I got. See you guys soon.